2025 has been pretty uneventful for Nintendo, which is really weird to say because they just launched a new console, the Switch 2. It's a standard upgrade with more power, and I really think that was the smart choice. But the problem is, they really haven't released a lot of games, and we're already halfway through the year. Mario Kart was a fairly good launch title, but I don't think it has the same pizzazz as something like Breath of the Wild. There's no meaty single player, and even if it has that open world section, it's not the same as like a story mode. Breath of the Wild was an experience when it first came out. It's really something reminiscent of the playground when you would trade rumors with your friends at school. Things like Luigi's in Mario 64, or how to find Mew in Pokemon. I remember where I was when the Switch 1 first came out. I got it at midnight and had to work the next day. It was so agonizing having to work that entire weekend. But I had a couple coworkers that also got the Switch. The cool thing was there were so many unknowns when the game first came out. Everyone had a different experience. And so my friends where I worked at the time, we all talked about what we found and what we discovered, waiting for our shifts to be over so we could go back home and play it till sunrise. I really don't think I could do that now that I'm older, but that was part of the magic of the Nintendo Switch 1. It was an event. There was so much hype, so many games. Mario Odyssey, Zelda, Splatoon, Xenoblade. They had a new game almost every month, and there was really something for everyone to play. When it comes to the Switch 2, however, it's a little bit of a different story. Like I said, we got Mario Kart, but it's not the same. The Switch 2 editions of Zelda are not the same. We're about to get Donkey Kong, and that looks great. It looks like what I've been waiting for with the Switch 2. But after that, it seems pretty sparse. The only new games that we have are a new Hyrule Warriors, Metroid Prime 4, and Pokemon Legends ZA. There's also Kirby Air Riders, and if you really want to count it, Dragon Drive. That might seem like a lot until you realize that Mario Kart and Kirby are both racing games. I'm sure Kirby Air Riders is going to be a great game, but I don't think it's smart to have two big racing games released in the same year. To fill out the library, however, Nintendo is re-releasing Switch 1 games. And there's a catch. You gotta pay an extra fee. It seems like for now, the fee is $10 or $20 depending on how much work went into it, but I'm honestly not a big fan of this practice. For one, I want new games, not re-released old games. And even on top of that, I don't think you should have to pay for just graphical and frame rate upgrades. I guess if the games have DLC, I can kind of understand, but it just seems lazy and like a cash grab. I mean, the console was already $450, and you're expected to pay more money to play your games with the improved features of the console. Games you already own and have owned for years. And you might compare this to the Wii U ports to the Switch 1. But there's a little bit of a difference there. Most of the people that played the Wii U ports for the Switch 1 never owned them on Wii U. The Wii U flopped hard. So most of these games were being experienced for the first time. Games like Mario Kart 8 were not Wii U games to these people. They were Switch games. Captain Toad, Pikmin 3, the list goes on. But I'm really not a big fan of the practice for Switch 2. Nintendo is way overcharging for some of these games, with Tears of the Kingdom being $80, alongside Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Mario Party Jamboree isn't even a year old, and Nintendo wants another $80 for it? It just seems greedy. And also lazy. I want some new content, new experiences that I can't get on previous consoles. I like the Switch 2 hardware itself, but I need games to set it apart from the Switch 1. And it feels like Nintendo is really dragging their feet when it comes to a Nintendo Direct. People thought we would get one in June, but that didn't happen. And according to Nate the Hate, it sounds like we're going to get a Direct in July. I hope it's the case because we need more announcements. We need games. Where are they? Third parties and first parties alike. There just doesn't seem to be a lot on the horizon for a new console. There's no spark like there was with the Switch 1. Not as much excitement. The console's doing well, like sales-wise, but the excitement isn't there. After Donkey Kong, there's not a lot to be excited about. And I really hope Nintendo hits it out of the park with this Direct. The last Direct I thought that was really good was June of last year, in 2024. It felt like the grand finale for the Switch 1. We got a new Mario and Luigi, a new Zelda, Metroid Prime 4, and even a new Mario Party. The Direct we got in March of this year was pretty underwhelming. I did give it a pass though, because a week later we got the Switch 2 Direct. And to be honest, I was pretty disappointed with the Direct. There were some great announcements for sure, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, but it just felt like there wasn't enough. Like there was something missing. Maybe, a 3D Mario? But it overall just left a bad taste in my mouth. I was still excited for the Switch 2, but the Direct itself, it just felt fine, average. And that's the problem. It really wasn't the way to start the Switch 2 off. This was a Direct they hyped up for months, and they wasted 15 minutes talking about a feature from the original Xbox, Game Chat. So yeah, if we get a new Direct, I really hope Nintendo steps their game up. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below, and thanks for checking out the channel. If you like this video, please subscribe, it would really help out, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.